The weather is colder, and it's soup season. Today I'm making tortellini soup. This is gonna be good. Okay, so here's another soup recipe to keep you warm. I am working with 20 ounces of tortellini. This is a 3-cheese tortellini. Use what you got. I have some Parmesan cheese. I'm going to be using 5 ounces of baby spinach, a 15-ounce jar of marinara sauce, 1 pound of lean ground beef. I'm also going to be using like a cup of heavy cream. I have 1 small onion, some garlic, beef broth, and some dry seasonings and herbs. So in a preheated pot, I'm going to add around 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. I added that because I'm working with very lean ground beef. Here I have my onion diced, and I'm going to saute well. I'm going to just saute until it becomes translucent, aromatic, and kind of softened. Now I'm going to add my ground beef. I'm going to add that right on top of the sauteed onions. And by the way, I'm working with like a medium to medium-high heat. And I'm going to break that down, break it apart. And now I'm going to add some salt, maybe like a half teaspoon to start, cracked black pepper. I'm also going to add some crushed red pepper flakes, maybe like a half teaspoon. Here I'm working with 2 teaspoons of dried Italian seasoning blend. Next I'm going to go with some garlic powder. I'm also adding some onion powder, maybe like a half teaspoon to a full teaspoon. It's up to you. And my fresh minced garlic. Now I'm just going to combine well, break down the ground beef, and saute. Here I'm working with 15-ounce jar of marinara sauce. Use the store-bought brand you prefer. And 2 cups of water into the jar. Give it a shake. And I'm going to add that. In all, in this recipe, I'm working with 6 cups of liquid, whether you want to do beef broth, all beef broth, or mix it with water. So combine this. And now I'm going to add my beef broth, and that's like 4 cups going in. By the way, this is a low sodium beef broth, so I will have to adjust the salt later, and I suggest you do the same. Salt and seasoning is to your preference and taste. Okay, so I am going to give it a taste, and I suggest you do the same, and I'm going to add a pinch more of salt and some cracked black pepper. By the way, you could also sub the ground beef with maybe Italian sausage. That works. So combine everything, give it a mix, and you'll want to bring your pot of liquid up to a rapid simmer or a boil, like a gentle boil. And now I'm going to add all of my tortellini. The package instruction says it takes about 5 to 6 minutes to cook. And if you're working with frozen tortellini, by the way, it will take a longer time to bring up to a boil, because it'll drop the temp of the pot. So I'm working with thawed, fresh tortellini. So this is boiling. I'm going to let it cook for 3 minutes. And now I'm going to add all of my baby spinach. And I should have just dumped it right into the pot, but I'll work with like big handfuls, and then I'm just going to put that in the pot, give it a mix, and then just keep adding. And if you don't have baby spinach, or fresh baby spinach, you could use frozen. Just make sure you thaw and drain it. Or if you have fresh kale, chop that up. That also works. And if you don't have either, then, leave it out. Just add some fresh parsley when you garnish. It really is versatile. So after 5 minutes, cutting off the heat, and now I'm going to serve a bowl. Now, there's 2 ways you can serve this. You noticed I didn't add my heavy cream. You can just garnish with heavy cream and let people add as much as they want, because the soup is good just like this. But to make it creamy, like I said, I'm just going to drizzle a couple of tablespoons into a bowl, maybe 1 or 2. It just depends on the person. I'm carefully doing this, by the way. And now garnish with some Parmesan cheese. This is grated, and some chopped fresh parsley. I like to also shake in some crushed red pepper flakes. And this is ready to serve. Give it a mix, and it's so good. Okay, so this smells and looks amazing, but here's the other way you can do this. Just take your heavy cream, a cup of heavy cream, and add it right into the pot. Give it a good mix, and it's done. And garnish each bowl. Serve it with crusty French bread on the side. It's so good and hearty. I hope you give this recipe a try. I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.